everyone, Rabbi David Starr here. I hope you are well. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Talia, the Rabbinic Intern here at KI. And today it's just the two of us, which is great. We're deep into the book of Exodus, Sefer Shemot, and we are on Parsha Tetzaveh, which is deep into a sacred and somewhat alien space for us, which is the whole notion of the Mishkan and what that was really about. There's there's tons of interesting things to say about all of the details of the Mishkan, but one of the things that jumps out at me when I think about this parasha is, of course, this whole notion of what's called in Hebrew the Bigdei HaKodesh, the garments, the holy garments that the Kohen was supposed to put on when he was doing his priestly thing in that sacred space. And of course, the philosophical question that raises, I think that it would be fun to talk about, Talia, is this whole notion of anthropomorphism. Because on the one hand, this is all about what humans are doing, in this case, the Kohen. But ultimately, it's really about creating a certain kind of ambiance for God. And therefore, it says a lot about the way Israel thought about God. So let's talk about that.
One thing it's reminding me of is a piece in Aviva Zornberg's book, Particulars of Rapture, about the bells and pomegranates at the bottom of the dress that the high priest would wear. And she talks about how the bell is sort of symbolic of the way that he's kind of an empty vessel, in a way, that he's actually holding, he himself is not that significant because he's merely a vessel for the clothing, for the role. It's not about him as an individual, but that the pomegranate brings the opposite message, that it's full, that it's fertile, that it's full of seeds and juice, and he's actually got something to offer as a person.
We invest tremendous, sort of social capital, our talent in all of this artistry, but we don't apply that to God, the Godhead itself. And I think that's really, really important. So there's some very funky, wonderful balancing, it seems to me, between the ways in which we are, kind of encouraging the notion of anthropomorphism. On the other hand, there are real limits to it, and there are purposes to it beyond just the aesthetic.
Beautifying God's creation as one of the best ways you can show respect for God. And beautifying God would do the opposite within this system that we're working within. Maybe we can bless our listeners and watchers that you find beauty in your life this week, and that you are able to experience the beauty in the world as inviting God's presence into your life.
Beautiful, a beautiful hope prayer. So I wish you. We wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and stay warm and dry and safe, and be well.
Shabbos.
Shabbos.